The rain had been falling since morning. Not the heavy kind that floods streets, but the quiet, steady rain that soaks into your clothes without you even noticing until it's too late. Amina stood under the broken shade of a bus stop, clutching a small nylon bag to her chest. Inside was everything she had for the day: a loaf of bread, a packet of noodles, and a single coin resting at the bottom. That coin was for her bus ride home. Without it, she'd have to walk. And she was already so tired. Amina was 26 years old. She worked as a cleaner in a small private school on the edge of the city. The pay was low, but she was grateful for it. Her mother had been sick for months, and most of Amina's earnings went to medicine, food, and hospital visits. That very morning, her supervisor had delayed her payment again. Tomorrow, he'd said, avoiding her eyes. Tomorrow, though, never came easily, as she waited for the bus. Her thoughts drifted to home, to her mother lying on a thin mattress, pretending to be strong, to the unpaid electricity bill, to the way hunger made the nights feel so much longer. Then she noticed him. He sat a few meters away, half hidden under a torn umbrella. His clothes were soaked, his slippers broken, his beard untrimmed. He couldn't have been older than 50. But his eyes looked tired in a way that felt much older. He wasn't shouting or begging loudly. He just sat there, holding out a small plastic cup. Most people passed him without a glance. Some even crossed the road to avoid him. Amina looked away at first. She told herself what we all tell ourselves. I don't have enough. I can't help everyone. Someone else will. Her hand tightened around the nylon bag. The bus was late. The minutes dragged on. Then she heard his voice, soft, almost embarrassed. Please, anything to eat or spare. Amina's heart sank. She opened her bag slightly and saw the bread. That bread was her dinner. Possibly her breakfast too. Her fingers brushed against the coin. That coin was her only way home. She closed the bag. I'm sorry, she thought, without saying it aloud. Just then, the beggar coughed a deep, painful cough that bent his body forward. The umbrella slipped from his hand and rolled into the rain. No one moved. In that moment, something inside Amina broke. Maybe it was pride, or fear, or just pure exhaustion. But suddenly, all her careful calculations felt meaningless. She walked toward him. People stared. She reached into her bag, picked up the coin, and placed it gently into his cup. It's all I have, she said quietly. The man looked up, surprised. For a moment, he just stared at her, as if he couldn't believe what had just happened. Then, his eyes filled with tears. Thank you, he whispered. May God remember you. Amina nodded, picked up her bag, and started walking away. Only then did the reality hit her. No bus. No transport. Just the rain and a long walk home. The rain grew heavier, her shoes soaked through, her dress clung to her skin. By the time she reached the halfway point, her legs ached and her stomach growled loudly. She laughed bitterly to herself. Kindness doesn't pay for transport, she thought. As she was crossing the narrow road, a black car slowed down beside her. The window rolled down. Amina, she froze. A well-dressed man leaned out, frowning in confusion. Yes, she answered cautiously. The man stepped out of the car, staring at her face like he was trying to solve a puzzle in his memory. It's me. Yusuf. Her heart skipped a beat. Yusuf. Her childhood neighbor. The boy who used to share his snacks with her when her family had nothing. The boy who had moved away years ago. I almost didn't recognize you, he said. What are you doing out here in this rain? She shrugged, embarrassed. Going home. He noticed her soaked clothes, her worn shoes. Please, he said gently, let me give you a ride. She hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Inside the car, it was warm. Quiet. Safe. As they drove, Yusuf asked about her life. She answered honestly about the school job, her mother's illness, the constant struggle. He listened intently, without interrupting. When they reached her street, he parked the car but didn't turn off the engine. Amina, He said, "Do you remember my father?" She nodded. Everyone knew Yusuf's father, a strict but kind man. "He passed away last year," Yusuf said softly. "Before he died, he told me something." Amina looked at him. "He said that years ago, when our family was struggling, a young girl used to give him food secretly. He said that girl saved him during his darkest days." Nina's breath caught in her throat. "I was that girl," Yusuf continued. "And today, I saw you give your last coin to a beggar in the rain." Her eyes widened. "I was watching from across the road," he said. "I followed you." Tears started streaming down her face. "I don't know why I did it," she whispered. "I just couldn't walk away." Yusuf smiled, his own eyes wet. "My father always said kindness returns, but he never said how or when." He reached into the glove compartment and handed her an envelope. "Please," he said before she could refuse. "This is not charity. It's gratitude." Inside was money enough to cover hospital bills, food, and so much more. And there was a card. It said, "Come to my office tomorrow. I need someone I can trust." Amina sobbed openly now, not because of the money, but because, for the first time in a very long time, life had answered her kindness with hope. At night, as she lay beside her mother, listening to the rain finally fade, Amina understood something she would never forget. When you give from your emptiness, life listens, not always immediately, not always loudly, but it listens, and sometimes it answers. If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that inspire. Thank you for watching.